Welcome to Episode 4, Test Day Game Plan and Mindset, your guide to handling exam day with calm, precision, and a clear head. Success on the Google Cloud Digital Leader exam depends as much on mindset as on knowledge. This episode walks through the practical and mental steps that turn preparation into performance. When test day arrives, your job is not to relearn, but to execute what you already know with confidence. A steady rhythm, clear process, and disciplined focus allow you to perform at your actual level of understanding without anxiety distorting your judgment. Before the exam begins, perform a brief warm-up to settle your focus. Breathe slowly, stretch your shoulders, and visualize your study journey, the effort that brought you here. Then preview your overall strategy, reminding yourself how you will pace and approach each question. This mental rehearsal primes your attention and anchors confidence. Think of it as starting a machine engine smoothly instead of flooring the accelerator. Even a 1-minute reset can stabilize heart rate and sharpen awareness. The calmer your start, the steadier your performance throughout. When questions appear, read the stem, the main text, before glancing at the answer options. The stem holds the scenario and intent. The choices merely test your interpretation of it. By reading the stem first, you form an independent understanding rather than being swayed by distractors. Many wrong answers sound plausible until you clarify what the question truly asks. For example, if the scenario emphasizes cost management, focus on budget-related reasoning, not technical configuration. This discipline of reading stems first keeps your mind anchored in logic, not noise. Extracting the intent behind each question is where strategic thinking pays off. The Digital Leader exam is business-focused, so the correct answer usually aligns with organizational outcomes rather than technical detail. Ask yourself, what business goal is being tested? Efficiency, compliance, scalability, or customer value? Once you see the goal, solutions align naturally. A question mentioning rapid global expansion hints at scalability. One about minimizing capital expenses points toward consumption-based models. Finding intent turns guessing into reasoning. It transforms the exam from a guessing game into a series of mini case studies. When deciding between remaining options, remember that the test seeks the best answer, not a perfect one. Several responses may seem reasonable, but one will align more precisely with the business intent, governance constraints, or efficiency principles presented. Avoid perfectionism. It consumes time and increases doubt. If two answers both appear valid, choose the one that most directly serves the described goal. For example, if both options enhance security, prefer the one that also improves user accessibility if that matches the scenario's purpose. Best means fit for purpose, not flawless. Time management shapes outcome as much as knowledge does. Begin with a pacing plan. Divide total minutes by question count to find your average time per question. Then, set internal checkpoints every 20 to 30 minutes to verify progress. If you fall behind, move briskly but without panic. Sometimes, reading the next question renews momentum. Treat time like fuel. You cannot refill it, but you can control consumption. The exam rewards steady pace over bursts of frantic speed. Effective pacing protects comprehension and prevents careless errors from rushing. Use the flag and return strategy wisely. When a question feels uncertain, mark it and move on without dwelling. Rumination drains attention needed for later items. Often, clarity emerges when your mind resets after tackling unrelated questions. At the end, revisit flagged items with fresh eyes. This approach prevents one tricky scenario from disrupting overall rhythm. The ability to let go temporarily is a hallmark of composure under pressure. You are managing a sequence of small decisions, not a single monumental test of memory. Inevitably, you will face questions you truly do not know. Handle unknowns through bounded reasoning. Use what you do know to eliminate impossibilities and approximate the most logical choice. For instance, if you cannot recall a product name, think about which service category fits the scenario. Guess with structure, not randomness. Never leave blanks. An informed guess still carries statistical value. This mindset reframes uncertainty as an opportunity to demonstrate reasoning skill rather than as a failure of recall. Strategic guessing is an essential part of professional problem solving. During review, only recheck items that you genuinely doubt. Over-reviewing leads to second-guessing and unnecessary answer changes. Research on test behavior consistently shows that first instincts are often correct when grounded in preparation. If you revisit an answer, do so with a specific reason, not anxiety. Ask, did I misread the stem, rather than, what if I was wrong? Focused rechecking ensures efficiency and confidence. It signals maturity in exam strategy, a sign that you trust your reasoning and respect your own boundaries under timed conditions. Throughout the test, maintain composure when encountering tricky or wordy phrasing. Questions sometimes include distractors or double qualifiers like most effective or least costly. Read these carefully and paraphrase mentally before answering. A calm approach prevents misinterpretation. If you feel tension rising, pause for one breath and resume with deliberate reading. Remember that complexity in wording often tests attention more than knowledge. Composure itself becomes a competitive advantage, preserving both accuracy and stamina over the entire session. After finishing, take brief notes about your performance for future growth. Record which domains felt strong and which challenged you while memory is fresh. Even if you passed, reflection helps turn experience into skill. If you plan future certifications, these notes will guide more efficient preparation. Think of post-exam reflection as the debrief after a project delivery. Capture lessons learned before they fade. Growth continues beyond the score report, shaping your approach to every professional challenge ahead. Calm, deliberate, and decisive performance defines true readiness. On test day, the goal is not perfection, but composure, executing a practiced plan with clarity and self-trust. You have already built the knowledge. Now you apply it through focus and pacing. Confidence replaces anxiety when each step has been rehearsed. Walk into the exam knowing that mastery lies not only in memory, but in mindset, the quiet certainty that you are prepared, capable, and ready to perform at your best. Thanks for listening. For more audio courses, daily newsletters, and more, please visit DailyCyber.News.